is something that I think everyone should do, even if you are in a relationship and you have plans on Valentine's Day with your significant other. I think everyone can benefit from this, and this kind of piggybacks on from last week's coffee talk subject of learning to love yourself. I think everyone would benefit from writing themselves a love letter. Hey friends, my name's Elizabeth and welcome to another coffee talk. Today I want to give you some of my tips and tricks for enjoying Valentine's Day alone, because while I am now married, I wasn't always married. I know, shocking. And actually, before I got with my husband, I had never had a Valentine's Day while in a relationship. So I have a good 22 years of experience being alone on Valentine's Day, and I feel like I can share some of that wisdom with you now. So let's get into it. So I guess the first thing I'll say is that if you don't care about Valentine's Day, if you're not pressed, then just leave it. Valentine's Day isn't really a real holiday. I mean, it is now, but we all know that it started as not a real holiday. So if you're not into Valentine's Day and you don't really care, then good for you. Enjoy. I had many years like that where I just thought, okay, it's another day, I don't care. But I have also had those years where I just really wanted someone to spend Valentine's Day with. I wanted someone to buy me a dozen red roses and a box of chocolates and write me a love letter and all those things that rom-coms tell us have to happen on Valentine's Day, otherwise you're failing at life or something. So if you're in that place, if you're really pining for a love on Valentine's Day, or maybe you're just out of a relationship, or maybe you are in a relationship, but it's long distance and you're not going to get to spend the day with your partner. Whatever the reason, if you're spending your Valentine's Day alone and you're a bit worried about it, or you're feeling kind of sad, hopefully my tips will help you to enjoy your Valentine's Day. So my first tip is kind of a cheat. If you're not actually fully ready to enjoy your Valentine's Day alone, if you feel like you need some moral support, I highly recommend hanging out with friends on Valentine's Day, or one friend. Sometimes it's nice to join forces with other single people or people who don't have their partners around on this day, and just have a fun time with people you care about. I mean, we all know that you don't have to be in a romantic relationship to feel love towards someone. So you don't have to have a romantic partner to express your love to someone you care about on Valentine's Day either. Obviously, there's about a million options of what you could do on Valentine's Day with your friends, anything that you enjoy doing with your friends anyway, but I especially feel like nights in are the best choice, because when you go out on Valentine's Day, you're more likely to be slapped in the face by a bunch of happy couples, or couples that at least are projecting an air of happiness and lovey-doveyness. And if you're feeling sad about the fact that you don't have that, maybe going out in the world and being faced with it everywhere you turn isn't the best choice. Though I have heard that if you're looking for a partner, going out to a club on Valentine's Day is a great way to meet someone who's definitely going to be single, so to each their own. But honestly, I think a good old night in, movies, snacks, board games, maybe order a pizza, maybe do each other's nails or hair. You can do face masks. All of the typical friends night in sort of activities are perfect options for Valentine's Day if you're not quite ready to face it entirely alone. Another option, if you can't face it alone, but none of your local friends or family are single, is to have a Valentine's Day Skype date or FaceTime date or phone call date, calling a friend or family member who you maybe don't get to see that often, and just having a good old long chat can be the perfect way to remind yourself that you are entirely loved, even if you're not currently in a romantic relationship. Okay, now say that you are totally up for actually spending Valentine's Day alone and you're looking for some ideas. Here are some of my favorite things that I used to do on Valentine's Day when I was single. I definitely think that the most fun thing that I started doing in later years was taking myself on Valentine's Day dates. So I would go out and do whatever I would have wanted to do if I was with a partner, except I do it by my damn self. I would take myself out to lunch, I would take myself out to get a coffee, I would take myself to the museum or to a show, and just enjoy it, and enjoy that I could do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and there was no one there to complain about my choice of activities, no one there to say that they wanted to leave early. I could just do whatever I wanted. And it can be a great excuse to take yourself on a you day, do all of the things you've been meaning to do and haven't been making time for. It's basically the same as a regular date, except you do it by yourself and you get to be the center of attention for yourself. which as a Leo speaks to my soul. So obviously I mentioned a bunch of options, but there's even more. Of course, you can go to a movie by yourself. You could go to a cool new workout class you've been wanting to try by yourself. There's about a million options, and all of them are a great way to prioritize yourself and what you want to do, and to make yourself feel special on a day that otherwise maybe would have made you feel a bit sad. If you're not really the going outside kind of person, I feel ya. Or maybe you just don't want to be outside on Valentine's Day, I also feel ya. There are so many things that you can do at home to have a great time. I feel like any basic Instagram self-care account that shares a bunch of memes has all the ideas already. You know what I'm talking about. Take a bath, do some special skincare or masks, put your feet up, watch a movie, paint your toes and nails, make yourself a delicious meal or order in. All of those classic self-care things. You can have such a lovely, indulgent, caring, awesome time just by yourself within your own home and not have to face any other human beings, which honestly is probably the best gift you could give yourself. Other fun activities are actually taking the time to read, sing and dance to the most ridiculous loud songs that you maybe would be embarrassed to dance to around your friends, have a karaoke or dance party in your underwear in your living room, become a domestic goddess and bake yourself some delicious treats from scratch. You could even shape them into hearts to really show yourself some love. Or do some sort of fun craft night, get out all of your craft supplies and just try to make cool shit for fun. I especially feel like finger painting is a fun activity around Valentine's Day. And something I've been really wanting to do is to challenge myself to try to recreate a famous painting by finger painting. So feel free to steal that idea if you so wish. It's on my to-do list. And honestly, there are so many more ideas for fun things you could do at home, or if you decide to go out in the world. Let me know in the comments down below any of your ideas for dates to take yourself on, whether outside of the house or at home. I would love for us to all share our ideas. And the last thing I want to suggest for Valentine's Day alone is something that I think everyone should do, even if you are in a relationship and you have plans on Valentine's Day with your significant other. I think everyone can benefit from this, and this kind of piggybacks on from last week's coffee talk subject of learning to love yourself. I think everyone would benefit from writing themselves a love letter. Now, hear me out. I know it sounds kind of cheesy. I know maybe it sounds like you'd have to be full of yourself to do something like that. But honestly, sitting down and taking the time to write yourself a true love letter, celebrating everything that is amazing about you, everything that you have to contribute, everything that is lovable about you, and I promise you, there are so many things that are lovable about you. Putting them down on paper and having that to read when you're feeling down, when you're feeling a little self-conscious, or if your self-esteem has taken a hit, it can be such a beautiful, beneficial thing. So make yourself a Valentine on Valentine's Day. Remind yourself how amazing you are, and don't wait for someone else to write you a love letter. Don't rely on someone else to boost your self-esteem. Do it for yourself, because you are 100% that bitch. Make it super beautiful and crafty, put it in your bullet journal, or maybe just write it on a piece of paper. I would suggest folding it up and putting it in the back pocket of your bullet journal to carry it with you. So if you're ever feeling low and you just need a little bit of a boost, you can pull it out and read it and remind yourself how freaking awesome you are. So that's it for my tips for enjoying Valentine's Day alone. I hope this video gave you some ideas, and again, I would love to hear your ideas in the comments down below. Please share them. I hope you enjoyed this little series on learning to love yourself and putting yourself first this February. I really wanted to focus on self-love this month instead of romantic love, because no matter where you go, there you are. And I disagree with the idea that you have to love yourself before you can love other people, but it does make life a lot nicer when you do love yourself. I highly recommend you give it a try. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye, friends, and happy Valentine's Day. I want to take a moment to thank my patrons for their support. Extra special thanks to our newest patrons, Kristen, Sandy, and Nicole. Welcome to the squad. We are so excited to have you. If you at home want to join the squad, feel free. There's a link in the card and in the description box down below. And if you're looking for something else to watch, I recommend you check out this video or this video.